does one even begin to review a chair? I mean, computer stuff isn't really a problem for us. We've got a review of LG's awesome 27UD68P 4K IPS monitor coming out soon, so make sure you're subscribed for that. But a chair? I guess this video is just going to be a little bit different then, isn't it? When looking on NEEDforSEAT's website, the shopping experience was pretty straightforward. I chose to go with the Thunderbolt line of their Maxnomic series because it's the smallest of the chairs they offer, made for, well, smaller people. All of their colors look awesome, but I chose to go with their orange version. NEEDforSEAT has a teardown on their own website as well, where they compare their own Maxnomic line with a similarly priced knockoff, and it's an awesome showcase. You should really check it out if you get the chance. The assembly process was pretty straightforward and only took about a half an hour with a little help. The manual was easy to follow and was in full color, which is great, so I was pretty pleased with the assembly process. On to evaluating the chair, I'll start with my previous experience. I currently own a $150-ish Staples chair that I've used in the past, so the angle I'll be taking here is what you get as you spend more money. Height adjust is pretty standard these days, and while the gas lift on the Thunderbolt only moves about 3 inches, I find that you don't get that rock-hard feeling when you sit down in it while it's bottomed out, so it has more of a usable range. On my other chair, I have to leave a bit of an air gap at the bottom at all times. I did, however, find the lever a bit difficult to reach compared to my older chair. While we're here, now is probably a good time to check out the other levers here. On the left side, there's a lever that lets you engage the lean locking mechanism. I left this off, though, because there's a knob on the front that lets you adjust the tension of the leaning. I tension mine so it's easy enough to put my feet up under my desk, but hard enough that it can't be done accidentally. The last lever back on the right controls the recline feature of the chair. It's a little disconcerting being able to lean so far back in a chair like this, although even with the stock base, they have a heavier duty one, I didn't feel like I was at any risk of falling. The back itself has like 12 locking steps, the first few of which are basically completely unusable. I mean, really? Pair that with the included head pillow, and it's almost comfortable to sleep in if that's the sort of thing you're into. That leads us to overall comfort, and while I don't typically do long 8 to 10 hour marathon sits, since I've gotten the Thunderbolt, I've had a couple times where I've been sitting for 2 to 3 hours at a time. In the past, I've looked for chairs that have a softer padding to them, which means that after about an hour or two in, it starts to get uncomfortable, as all the foam compresses and you're basically sitting on the plywood structure of the seat. With the Maxnomic chair, well, it's not like sitting on a cloud or anything. The cold cure foam seat is soft enough to be comfortable, but it doesn't compress overly easily. Even pressing on it, I can't seem to get to the bottom, which means there's always some padding under you. I found that sitting on something that's comfortable but not soft helped with my posture a bit as well. I found the lumbar support pillow fairly useful, though it tends to slide around a bit when you get up and sit back down. The armrests are pretty awesome as well. They can move up and down, as well as forward and back. They can move side to side, and they can even be angled a bit in both directions. They're not something you really play around with. It's mostly a set and forget thing, but for as easily as you can adjust them, I typically adjust them myself a little bit while I'm sitting at my desk, and I'll raise my arm a bit while I'm using my mouse. I do move them both back down when I need to really do some serious typing, though. Little ergonomic improvements like that are a big help and make the overall experience that much better, in my opinion. Overall, I think the worst thing about this chair has to be the shopping experience. While I had no issues with size and weight, the measurements were not all that obvious. On all the chairs in their Maxnomic line, NEEDforSEAT offers the option to ship with a short cylinder instead of the standard one. I actually almost went with the short cylinder given the height I had to work with under my desk. While there were measurements listing seat heights for both cylinders, the factor I really needed to know was the height of the armrest, since my desk is a bit shorter than most. The chair is very comfortable though, and while it uses fake leather rather than natural leather, the padding and overall structure of the chair more than make up for that in my mind, and I'll be using the Thunderbolt as my new daily driver at work. Of course, the real test will be what we decide to go with later down the line to equip everyone at the office with better chairs. If and when we do make a decision, we'll be sure to keep you guys updated with another video. Thanks for watching, guys. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Leave a comment, let us know. Do you want to see more chair reviews? What chairs should we review? Maybe our review sucked and we shouldn't do any more reviews. Up to you. Also, check the link down in the description where you can donate on Patreon if you'd like to help us out with a regular contribution so we can keep doing videos like this, or consider changing your Amazon bookmark to our affiliate link. We get a small kickback from that whenever you buy things like office supplies or whatever you buy from Amazon. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to subscribe.